So today is a very exciting day. Some of you may know if you follow me on Instagram or if you're subscribed to my email newsletter that I have recently launched something pretty amazing. Oh, whoa, what's that? Is that a physical Charmed Life planner? Oh yeah, it is. So you guys, today I have very exciting news. This is the official YouTube launch announcement for my new planner. This is the Charmed Life Master Planner, and I cannot wait to introduce you to this beautiful bound book that is my master plan for the year. So if you're interested in checking out what's inside this planner and what makes it very unique within our beautiful, diverse planner community, then stay tuned because we're going to take a look inside. Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. And if this is your first time with me, I would like to say welcome. My name is Alexis, but I'm also known as MissTrenchcoat all across the internet. I'm an online entrepreneur who designs and sells digital productivity tools to help you work smarter, not harder. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll leave some links down below in the description box where you can check out more of my work online, and feel free to download some of my latest free productivity tools over at thecharmedshop.com. Well, I feel like I may need to edit that intro that I do because I no longer am simply a designer of digital products and tools. I now have an actual physical bound planner. So I am so excited to introduce you guys to this project that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. Really, this has been something of an unexpected passion project for me, but once I really had gotten into my head that this was something I wanted to do, you guys know it's like full steam ahead. Yes, I know you guys have been asking me for a bound planner for legitimately years. When was the first time? Let's see. I started making my planner inserts in 2014. And that was awesome. And probably, honestly, 2015, like when I launched the very first Charmed Life Planner, that was probably the first time you guys had asked me, are you going to make this into a bound planner? And I said no. And I've said no for years and years and years. And then finally, 2018 came and the switch flipped in my head. And I finally got together all the ideas that I wanted to have in place in order to move forward with a bound planner. So if you guys have been waiting a very long time for this, thank you so much for your patience. I am so grateful for all of you who have supported me through the years and been really major proponents for my digital and printable on-demand planners. And those are absolutely not going away. Just want to say that nothing is going away because this is now in the world, but this is just another option and a very beautiful, very sophisticated, very elegant matte black option, which I love. For those of you who just were not interested in doing print-on-demand planner inserts, but were still very interested in my system. So this is just another option for you guys. Yes, this is going to be my full-time planner. And actually, this is a sample that I've just been using, like it's not been written in. Here is my actual one that I've been using for the last month or so that I've actually been writing in. So I actually have two in front of me. But we're going to, for the purposes of today's video, mostly stay inside of this beautiful untouched version because this is a proof that I've been using for, like I said, a couple of weeks, and there have been some minor changes between the two. So I want you guys to obviously see the actual planner that you're going to be able to order. Now, if you have gotten to this part of the video and you're like, Alexis, where is the link for me to buy this planner? I don't even want to hear the rest of the video. I want to purchase immediately. You guys are so cute. If that's you, leave me a comment down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. But this planner is actually being sold and fulfilled through Amazon.com. So I'm going to leave a link down below in the description box. Top link, probably going to be the only link down there. It is going to be to purchase this planner direct from Amazon, which is amazing because Amazon will actually give you guys free shipping if you're a Prime member. And so Yeah, you guys can literally order this planner right now as we're speaking, and literally it'll be with you in a couple of days, which is pretty awesome. So the link is down below if you guys are like just totally ready right now to purchase this planner. I completely understand. Okay, so next order of business is I want to switch the view on my camera right now and give you guys a top-down view of this planner and show you guys the very unique spreads that are in here. If you are someone who's already familiar with my Charmed Life planners, you are going to, see a lot of things that look pretty familiar to you. It is not identical to the Charmed Life planners that I already have out there in my shop, but a lot of the elements are the same, and then there are some elements that are not the same, that are completely new elements for this planner that I've brought out for this planner specifically. So let's go ahead, get into a top-down view, and crack open this planner. Okay, so here is the Charmed Life Master Planner in all its beautiful planner glory. As you can see, the exterior is this beautiful black matte that I chose specifically because although you can see when it comes to planners, this is paper we're talking about here. So it always picks up hand oils from being handled. But for me, I love matte black because it tends to show imperfections a little bit less than like a glossy cover does. So I'm actually like loving this cover because I found that I've actually been able to like easily clean off any of the oils that are on the cover by using a wet wipe. So obviously you want to be careful when you're using a wet wipe that you don't like damage the actual pages, but the cover is actually really easy to clean, which I love. Now, as you can see here on the front cover, it says the master plan. And other than that, and the Charmed Life Master Planner wording on the spine, there is no other branding or wording on this planner. And I was very intentional about that. Something that's always irked me is when planners have like a lot of branding or someone else's name on it. For me, I wanted to make sure that whoever purchased this planner felt like the planner was theirs, right? They didn't have to feel like, oh wait, it has someone else's name like written on the front or on the back. So I really wanted to make this as, uniform and as simple and clean as possible. So you will see that my name, like my branding, appears incredibly minimally within this planner. And really, here's one of the only places you'll see my name written in this entire planner. So other than here on the copyright information, but that's about it. Other than that, this planner is all yours. So this planner starts off with a 2-page little, sort of like a directional sheet on how to use the planner. And let me go ahead and see if I can get a little closer. You guys can kind of see, this is a guide on how to create your master plan. And it's also sort of like an outline of where the different sections are and what you would use each section for. So just a little overview of like how to use the planner. Okay, so the next section is a series of worksheets that I've put into this planner to help you sort of identify your priorities, organize your habits, and sort of like your planning rituals to help you make the most of not just this planner, but also like organizing your time and your ideas. So you guys know I'm very big on setting priorities and understanding your habits and routines. So I've got these sorts of like worksheets and info sheets that are here in the beginning just to give you an overview of, the important things I think you should be doing before you even really begin with your planning. Now, something that I think is incredibly unique about this planner is that it's actually broken into 3 sections because this isn't just a planner. The Charmed Life Master Planner is a 3-in-1 planning, time management, and brainstorming tool to help you generate ideas, formulate project plans, and schedule the time to execute on everything successfully. So the first section of this planner is your master plan. So it's actually the planner portion of this, but this is only 1/3 of the planner. So this is in a 12-month undated planner so that you can start using this immediately. And of course, the first spreads that we see here are the monthly plan. So this is a typical month on 2 pages spread with a little bit of an area here for notes at the bottom, an area for you to go ahead and write the month and year up at the top or whatever else you'd want to put there. And then I've actually converted my typical note section to a this week section, which I think is a little bit unique because if you guys have ever seen the way I used my Charmed Life planner, the notes section for me, I always used as a place to like portion out and divide out or assign projects or important things that I would be working on for the week. So I've actually just made this section a this week section so that for every week of the month, you have 3 checkboxes where you can actually assign during your monthly planning whatever the 3 priorities for your week are. I know I talk a lot about doing your top 3 for the day, which is in the weekly planning, but I also love the idea of having a top 3 for your week when you're doing your overall monthly grid. So this is a way for you to sort of partition out your work when you're looking at the monthly spread. Next, we've got, very typical for Charmed Life planners, the monthly master task sheet and the monthly expense sheet. So here you will write out all of the tasks you're expecting yourself to accomplish in the month. And then we also have this really great grid for expenses. Now, if you're not someone who tracks all of their expenses in their planner, I completely understand that. I mean, nowadays with our modern world, there's a lot to track, but I like to use this specifically for my business expenses so that I know where I'm at with that. But I know other people use this for like tracking online orders, or if they're trying to like minimize spending in a certain area, perhaps for that month, they will use this section to track that. So it's just a nice simple grid. Of course, you could always like cover up the word expenses and use this for whatever else you want, but it is meant as an expense sheet, you know, just to help you keep on track of whatever having to do with your money that you want to keep an eye on. Okay, so next is the weekly plan. So if you're familiar with my vertical week on 2 page Charm Life Planner, this should look incredibly familiar to you. So for every month of this planner, you have 5 undated weeks of weekly plans, starting Monday with your top 3, the lines where you can use for additional tasks, a schedule or notes, and then your open block at the bottom, which yes, does fit vertical square planner stickers. This is completely compatible with, you know, sorts of stickers that are that sort of vertical boxes will fit in here. So again, we've got no dates, you'll see. So I tend to just write in the day of, you know, the date for the day of the week. And then up here, you have another line where you could write the actual week or the month, whatever it is that you want to keep up there, but a very clean, simple, open spread for you to be tracking your weekly to-dos. Okay, and so as you can see, like I said, there's 5 weeks of those undated plans, and then it goes right into the next month. So that is how the planner is organized for the first half. And then we get into the second section of the planner, which is called Important Projects. Now, for me, this section and the following section are really what make the Charmed Life Master Planner different than any other bound planner that I've ever seen on the market. I am a major proponent of organizing your tasks and your work into project plans whenever possible in order to help you keep on track of your tasks and make sure that you're partitioning out your work so that you can get all of the things done that you expect of yourself in a year. So the first part of this section is the 2-page yearly project tracker matrix. So if you're familiar with any of my functional planning bundles or any of my, you know, project planning bundles, things like that, this should look very familiar to you. It has a box broken out for every month of the year. And of course it's undated. So you could write in like March, April, May, whatever, you know, whatever month it is that you start this planner, you can actually list that up top on the 12 boxes here that represent the short-term or 1-month projects. Then you've got a box for each of the 4 quarters of the year, for the midterm projects, and then long-term projects, you have 2 bigger boxes for, you know, 6-month plus projects. So this is intended for you to actually outline all of the projects that you want to do for the year and schedule them in. So if you know later in the year you want to work on a specific project, you can pencil it in. And this is a way for you to manage your workload so you're not overwhelming yourself with ideas and actually making the time to create, you know, whatever it is that you want to bring into fruition for your life. Then, of course, with this section, it wouldn't be a project planning section unless we had project planning sheets. So this is, you know, my very typical project plan with notes as well. So you have a place to list out what the project is, a description, the due date, resources that relate to the project, your actions, the tasks that you're actually going to take, and then a full page of notes if you want to break out ideas. This section is comprised of 40 of these spreads. So you have plenty of room to break down a myriad of projects in your life. So hopefully 40 is enough. I tend to use a lot, and I think I only maybe have maxed out at like 30. So I made sure there's a good amount in that section so that you have enough room for all of your project plans. So now we get to the third and final section of this planner called Brilliant Ideas that I consider to be the pinnacle of what makes this planner different than any other planner I've seen on the market. For all intents and purposes, this is a notes section of a planner. Not uncommon to have a notes section in a planner that's bound, but for me, I've always found note sections to be a little bit problematic because I feel like just having page after page of blank notes really doesn't help me like stimulate my creativity so that I'm coming up with my brilliant ideas. So I have purposefully designed this section to be something that has useful spreads and worksheets for you to actually generate ideas. So let's take a look. Now, the first set of spreads that you have in here are a brain dump and organize and act sheets. So if you've been following me, you know that I am a major lover of doing brain dumps. I recommend that you do a brain dump at the start of every month. And that is just a process where you literally take everything that's in your brain, like everything you're thinking of, plans, thoughts, actions, any reminders, write them down so that everything is out of your brain and on paper. And then I've paired that with this really helpful organize and act page, which is based on Stephen Covey's quadrant system for prioritizing tasks. So the idea here is that you will date this page, right? You'll do your brain dump. And then while you're looking at your brain dump items and you want to prioritize them, obviously, to get some of the things done, you will break them down into which quadrant they belong to. So important and urgent, urgent and not important, important and not urgent, and not urgent and not important. So hopefully it makes sense to you guys which things would be priority, obviously urgent and important, and which things would not be a high priority, the not urgent and not important. But this is a really simple way to help you, again, organize your thoughts by doing the brain dump on a regular basis and then prioritizing whatever tasks from your brain dump really do need to get done. And I've provided you with 20 sheets in this section, 20 of these spreads. So you've got enough to do at least one a month, which would be really helpful for helping you guys stay on track and staying organized. So the next spread we have here is a brainstorm and plan and prep spread. So this is actually meant to be something of a idea generating, mind matrix, mind mapping sort of spread where you can use these boxes, which yes, are compatible with vertical square planner stickers if you use those, but you can really use this section in any way you want. What I tend to do here is I will outline something that I'm working on or an idea or like a problem I've got, and then I will use the boxes to either like create, let's say, categories for this idea that I have. So I'm sort of brainstorming all of the possibilities that I need to be thinking about for whatever this potential project is. Or I can use something like this to sort of map out something like a planner launch or an email series or a video series in here, right? So here you can actually get your ideas out on paper in a way that is pretty functional. Doing a mind map is a really great way, I think, to get things out of your brain and generate ideas. And this gives you a lot of flexibility for how you're going to be organizing your thoughts. And then, of course, you've got the other side here where you can actually start listing out tasks and taking some notes. So you'll be able to basically create the basis of a project plan before you're actually taking pen to paper in your project planning section. So I am in love with this spread. I've been using it myself for a number of months now, and I absolutely love it. This has been so helpful for me to get ideas out of my head and really create some really unique ideas and organize things simply and efficiently. So I love that this is in the planner as well. And of course, you get 20 of these as well so that you can really, pre-plan any projects or things that you're going to be working on before you actually go and make a full project plan. Now, of course, I also made sure to include some lined note sheets so that if you have additional information that you want to keep in here, you're absolutely able to do that. There are 30 extra note pages in this planner, so you have plenty of room for any extra things that you might want to add, like a contacts page or like a passwords page or like an online orders page, whatever you want to do. You've got plenty of space to sort of outline those sorts of, miscellaneous ideas and information that you may want to keep inside your planner. Now, finally, to keep this planner as organized as possible, I've also gone ahead and added several of these indexing sheets. So you may have noticed as we've been flipping through this planner, every page is dated. And I did that intentionally because I wanted to make sure that if you were using this planner, because it's bound, because you're not able to reorganize information, I really wanted to make sure that you had a place where you could list out pages and what content was on those pages, especially because this is undated and you're not maybe immediately sure what order, you've put maybe months in, maybe you start using this in April and then maybe you skip a month and then you use it in June. So, because this is undated and because there are just so many places for you to put ideas and information, I really wanted to make sure there was a way for you guys to quickly and efficiently organize and access and find the information that you have in your planner. Because what's the point of having a master plan if you can't find where all the plans are? So I definitely included a bunch of these index sheets for you to make sure you are on top of whatever categories, projects, information you have contained in this book. And that is it. That is everything that is inside the Charmed Life Master Planner. I'm absolutely in love with this design. I'm absolutely in love with the size, which, if I didn't mention it already, is actually 5.5 by 8.5 inches and 1 inch in depth. So this is a half letter size planner, but it will fit into covers that are half letter or A5 equivalent. So this is wonderful if you're someone who likes to use a planner cover the way I have in the past as well. This is a very versatile size that's very portable, but still has room for everything that you would need in a year. Okay, so that is everything inside the planner. I am seriously so proud of this book because I really think it's going to be something of a game changer within the planner community. Really, I've seen so many planners and there are so many wonderful planners and options out there on the market. But to be honest, I've never seen something that is a complete bound system that has as many useful spreads inside of this planner to make it like the one book that you need to carry around with you for managing your time and your life. So that brings me to the next topic I want to discuss, which is the bound book format. So there are actually a few very specific reasons why I ultimately decided that I wanted to do a bound book format for my planner release. Like I already briefly mentioned earlier in this video, it really took me a number of years to decide that I was going to take on a project like this. And ultimately, when I did start this project and started moving forward on this earlier this year, I really set an intention in my mind that I had 3 specific non-negotiable values that I absolutely had to fulfill when I was going through this journey of figuring out how I was going to bring a bound planner to life. Now, those 3 values for me were price, aesthetic, and accessibility. So for me, those were the 3 values that I did not want to negotiate on. I knew I had an idea for the price range that I wanted this planner to be in. We all know, if you've been in this planner community for a while like me, that there are planners out there at a wide variety of price points, from $1 if you go to the dollar store to like $100 or more if we're talking about some complicated custom sorts of planners, or Filofax binder style planners that are leather and made of amazing materials. And in my mind, I had a very specific price point that I wanted to stick to in my head. I had set a limit, like, Alexis, I don't want your planner to cost more than this amount of money. So I was really dedicated to that price point. And luckily, this is definitely within the price point that I had set for my planner, which I'm so happy about. Now, the second value that I was completely not going to negotiate on was, like I mentioned, aesthetic. So I knew that I wanted this planner to look a certain way. I knew I wanted this planner to look like it embodied a certain style and a certain level of sophistication and elegance. And I wanted people to be able to literally buy this planner with a full confidence of knowing that they would be able to proudly tote this around without feeling like it was out of place in a business meeting, or without feeling like they were drawing unnecessary attention to themselves. I really wanted this to be aesthetically something that people could just have, and it could be sitting out on their desk, and it was completely unassuming. And Honestly, this aesthetic to me is like so on point. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I love black and white, okay? And so doing a black matte planner with very minimal branding on the outside, like for me, that was exactly what I wanted this to be. And you know, there are a few reasons that I think that having a very minimalistic exterior is great. Like I mentioned before, I definitely wanted this planner to be something that anybody could pick up and take with them to like any scenario, and it didn't look like they were carrying around something cumbersome or overly colorful or just something that would stand out. And I realized that, like I said before, there are so many planners on the market. So if you are interested in a planner that is colorful, that is standing out, right, that does make a statement, then that's you and you do you, right? This planner is just my way of adding something to this community that I feel like has been lacking in a certain way, that I felt like, you know what, I was going to be able to bring something out that I felt like filled the void in the planner community where I saw it. So the third and final non-negotiable that I had for this planner was that it absolutely had to be incredibly accessible. So as someone who has been in this community for a number of years, I have seen launches of planners over and over and over again, right? So I have seen, and I've been part of launches where there was perhaps a pre-order phase and you put in your order and then you had to wait for the pre-order to be closed before, you know, the company started manufacturing. And then there was a period of time where you had to wait for manufacturing. And then once they got everything in and proofed it and, you know, okayed that the planners were good for sale, then you had to wait for the planners to be shipped to you. So I am just someone who is not a very patient person, okay? Like I know that patience is a virtue and I completely respect the, you know, the idea of being a patient person. But when it comes to like ordering a planner or ordering really anything online that's like what I would consider like a day-to-day necessity like this is, you know, I don't want to have to wait like weeks or months to get something in the mail. So I wanted to make sure that this planner was something that when I launched it, people would be able to get within a matter of days, no matter where they were more or less on the planet. So this planner is amazing because if you're in the US, it is incredibly accessible to you. But if you're in Europe or the UK, this is also something that you're going to be able to order and get in a very reasonable time frame. So it's not something where, you know, I'm only able to offer this to people within the United States. I know that I have a global following who watches me here, and I am so cognizant of that, that I wanted to make sure that you guys everywhere, wherever you were, had a fair chance at getting. Now, because I'm not personally the one doing the fulfillment, because it's going through Amazon, I'm not 100% sure all of the countries that this will go to, but it is set to ship to a number of countries outside of the US. I think that's going to make this planner incredibly accessible. Now, another reason why I am absolutely nuts about this bound book format is because really a book like this is something that is incredibly portable. So as I already mentioned, this is a half letter size planner. So it is 5.5 by 8.5 inches by roughly an inch in width, I guess here. Is that depth or width? Whatever this is. The binding here, it's about an inch. So I am someone who's been using a half letter style planner for a few years in my Charmed Life planners. However, because I had to bind those in something like a disc bound planner, it actually became a way bigger planner to have to carry around with me, so that I never really did carry this with me because it really never fit in any of my bags unless I was traveling and had like a carry-on or something that was large enough to carry my portable office setup with me. So let's just really quickly, you guys, take a look at the size difference between this book and the disc bound. Do you see that we've got like at least like 2 inches height here? It is roughly the same, let me see, do it this way, roughly the same height. There's only a little bit extra with this disc bound to the book. So the disc bound is like a little bit taller, but just like a smidge. But you can see it is much wider, and it's also much thicker, right? Because look, I can actually slide the planner into the binding, and I'm holding this binding really tight right now too of the disc bound. So it's actually able to slide in there. So it's also, you know, that depth or that width whatever it is, I'm not sure, but whatever that is, this is actually a little bit wider here as well. So this is a much bulkier planner. And to be completely honest with you, right, we all know the interior, all these pages are the exact same size as these pages, right? These are one for one, the exact same size. And this planner, this setup only has a half a year of inserts in it. Whereas this is a full year and tons of extra spreads. So this is, to me, an incredibly portable option. Now, one other thing I have to say about how portable this is. Like I said, this disc bound was never something I was actually able to like take with me in my purse. Now, granted, I do tend to use smaller style purses. But this, what I'm about to show you guys right now, my mind has been blown. So here is one of my Chanel flaps. This is my medium large, and do not let the name fool you. This purse is far from being medium or large. This is a pretty compact purse, right? It really is a pretty tiny purse. And I've got a few things in it right now. I've got my wallet. I've got my key pouch, key cardy thing in here with my keys in it. And look what I'm gonna be able to do. Like, this is literally, when I did this, when I tried this out, my mind was completely blown. So all I'm gonna do is, actually, let me pull those things out. Let's make this easy. Oh, got a pen in there too. Just gonna slide this in right now. Okay, so planner is inside. Okay, it fits inside. I'm gonna add my key pouch. My wallet, and this is like a more compact wallet, but that's what I use on a daily basis. And then, so everything's inside. Oh, throw the pen in too, for good measure. So this is really like literally the essentials that I would carry around with me, like a wallet, my key case, a pen, and then boom. You guys, this is the like smallest everyday handbag that I carry. I've never been able to carry a planner in here. Like, other than maybe like one of those little Target dollar spot sort of like really slim ones. This is my complete planner in my tiny purse. Like, this is a pretty small purse. Like, it really is. My mind is blown. If your mind is blown, I'm totally there with you. Like, it never ceases to amaze me how portable this planner is. So I think that's a really good illustration to you guys of why I just am head over heels in love with this planner, right? It's totally my aesthetic, right? Totally simple, elegant, streamlined, all the words, right? All of the nice, stylish words, right? But it's also everything I need for a year, and it's super portable. So that is why I ended up choosing this binding, because the price was right, the aesthetic worked for me, and the accessibility and portability, which wasn't even one of the 3 things on my list. Originally, I didn't even think about that because my existing system was not highly portable. But you guys, 4 amazing values put together in this planner, and for that reason, this is why it's like my unicorn holy grail planner. And I'm not just saying that because it's mine. I mean, yeah, I am, of course, obviously. I mean, I designed it this way, but I'm so proud of this and I'm so in love with this. And just from using it for the last few weeks, I can tell you, like, I'm in love. Like, I'm not gonna need another planner, you guys. Like, done, signed, sealed, delivered. So I hope you guys are as impressed with this planner as I am. I can't wait to show you guys a little bit more detail on how I'm using this planner in some videos I've got planned coming up. So I do have some plan with me's scheduled. I do have some different ideas for, you know, how to accessorize this. And I just want to show you guys everything that I'm doing with this planner and, you know, everything that I discover about how I use this planner in the future. I cannot wait to show you guys all that here on my channel. So I truly hope that you love this planner as much as I do and that it brings you a sense of planner peace that I know we are all looking for. So if you're interested in purchasing the Charmed Life Master Planner and start creating your master plan for the year, I will leave a link down below in the description box where you can purchase yours right now off Amazon and have it in your hand in a matter of days, depending on the shipping speed that you choose. So thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to hear everything you guys think about this planner. So leave me a comment down below. Do you love it? Do you feel like I'm missing some things? You know, was there something different you expected to see? Tell me everything. You can tell me whatever you want down in the comment section. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you're as excited about this as I am. Of course, make sure you're following me on Instagram at MissTrenchcoat if you want more behind the scenes of my life and business. Like I mentioned earlier, I have been showing this planner on Instagram for a little bit of time now. So if you want to be able to see things first before I'm able to make a full-length video on topics, definitely make sure you're following me on Instagram at MissTrenchcoat. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me. And until next time, bye-bye.